Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Well, I'm on a little bit of a rant at the moment. Um, so this is a story that is really a hot topic today, about a little asylum seeker girl on Christmas Island. It's really sad, and it's got a lot of people really, really angry at the moment. So I've realized that if I because I'm using the free version of Restream, every time I hit record or play, it streams it straight to YouTube, which is really quite interesting. So this is the Biola family. She's an asylum seeker girl evacuated from Christmas Island with suspected septicemia. Can't even say it. She's a 3-year-old. She was born in Australia, so she's actually Australian. The Australian-born youngest daughter of a Tamil asylum seeker family in immigration detention on Christmas Island has arrived in Perth Hospital after being medically evacuated with a suspected blood infection. 3-year-old Thanika Murugapan was flown to Western Australia from Christmas Island with her mother Priya after being unwell since May 25. She's been sick since May 25. I am feeling very scared and worried for my little girl, Priya said in a statement to Change.org. She's been sick for many days. It took a long time for her to get to hospital. She's already asking for her papa. It is going to be very hard being very far away from her dad and sister. It's believed she's got septicemia. She turns 4 next weekend. And her older sister was also born in Australia. Their parents, Priya and known as the Nades, came to Australia separately by boat in 2013 and 2012. The family was taken from its home in Berloa in central Queensland and placed into custody by the Australian Border Force officials in 2018 and has been held on Christmas Island since 2019. This is what is really heartbreaking. We've got this gorgeous little girl in one of our detention centres, responsibility of the Australian federal government. She's been unwell for 10 days and it increasingly got worse over the last few days. Priya, her mother, had been bringing attention to the doctors and clearly the temperature had not gone down over the weekend. So the decision was made to put her in hospital at Christmas Island. But then, as a result, it's been considered it's safer for her to be transferred into Perth. So this is the family here. So both of these girls are Australian. In the statement, the Department of Home Affairs said it was aware of the medical evacuation of a minor from Christmas Island to a hospital in Western Australia. The department and the ABF are committed to the welfare of the detainees within the Australian Immigration Network. Healthcare services for detainees on Christmas Island are broadly comparable with those available within the Australian community under the Australian public health system. She's only young, so clearly children with a high temperature that can't be brought down by normal means is a concern. In February, the federal court upheld a previous ruling relating to the immigration status of their youngest child, leaving the family in limbo on Christmas Island. So this is their lawyer. Lawyers have been calling on the federal government to immediately release them from detention since the latest decision was handed down. It should really change something because it might hopefully be a catalyst for having them released from detention. Federal Opposition Homes Affairs spokeswoman Christina Keneally said she has concern for the girl. A medical emergency and family separation is the last thing that they need. So the friends have been really worried. She had temperatures of over 40 degrees Celsius for over 10 days. It's really disappointing that she was so ill for so long and dismissed by doctors connected to the international health and medical services. She should not have had to have waited for 10 days to get treatment. So this is the latest story here. She's also now been diagnosed with pneumonia. She's got pneumonia. She's a very sick little girl. Family friends of the Tamil asylum seeker in immigration detention on Christmas Island say they're concerned about how long it took authorities to address the situation. She had been vomiting, had diarrhea and dizziness for several days, Legal representatives for the parents have lobbied for the whole family to go to hospital with the Australian-born daughter, but their request has been denied. So a family friend spoke with the mother by video call and said the girl had been diagnosed with sepsis, a life-threatening blood infection, and she's now got pneumonia. My blood was boiling just listening to the family's treatment by staff at the detention centre, Ms. Fredericks told ABC News Breakfast. The medical officers that are purely there to look after this family at the detention centre failed in their responsibilities. Any other parent would have had their child up at the hospital, and that's exactly what these parents wanted to do, and they were stopped from doing that. On the weekend, she'd been asking for her to be taken to hospital, and she kept getting told, no, she's not bad enough, she'll be fine. But the mother knows, and they'd been taking her temperature, it wasn't going down, and it wasn't until Danica was literally falling over they finally got her to hospital. She's got drips and antibiotics, and she's asking for her papa. The AMA said the parents were pushing for staff at the detention centre to do more than supply Panadol. It really took until Sunday morning, 4 a.m., I think it was, that her temperature went to 40.7 before they did something. They really put their foot down and finally took her to the hospital. The Australian Medical Association's WA branch president, Andrew Miller, said sepsis can be devastating and rapidly progressive condition. It is distressing that there were medical reports that care was delayed. He cautioned against the toddler being returned to Christmas Island. I think we should be having a long, hard think about whether, in a psychological and social sense, it is safe to discharge her from hospital to an environment where she came from. This was set up to happen by having little children living in an isolated location in lockdown conditions. And so now there are calls for the family to be released. As I said, the two girls are Australian. No one has found that this family has refugee status yet, and that is the issue that's happening. So there's lots of things happening at the moment. The federal government is responsible for the health and well-being of refugees and the immigrants. And I'm horrified. I'm horrified that somebody could get so sick and be neglected care. So I'm wondering what you think. Should the government be held accountable? I mean, should they technically be done for neglect? Because that's what it is. It's neglect. If it was a parent that had waited this long to take a child to hospital for medical treatment, you would be talking about neglect. But this is the government. So I'm interested to see what you've got to say. Tell me what you think, whether you think the government is responsible. I know immigration is a tough issue, and I don't pretend to understand the immigration, how it works, but I don't believe that anybody should be denied healthcare at all. As I said, tell me what you think in the comments below.